Khalil, Amber, good morning from Las Vegas. I should say good afternoon. I've been up since 6 o'clock in the morning, but hello.
Oh, wow.
Oh, how you doing?
Oh, just doing great. Thanks for talking to me today about listening. Interesting. I'm a sci-fi buff, so it's very, very interesting film. It's streaming on Tubi, so congratulations on that all around. And Khalil, two best friends, grad students, their backs up against the wall. They borrow equipment to help prove what theory? Is it telepathy?
Yeah, inventing telepathy with some nanotube electrodes injected into their brains to read each other's thoughts.
That's all it takes, huh?
Yes, so.
And Amber, playing a scientist, was science your strong subject growing up?
Not really. I mean, I did like science class because I got to take care of snakes and lizards, but that I think is the extent of it. But I do love sci-fi.
I can sense the geek in you. Yes, I do too. And Khalil, tell me about some of the locations you used for the movie, because the monastery was that's a set no one could build. It was just spectacular.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, we were really lucky. We got to travel to Cambodia to shoot a bunch of scenes there. Yeah, it was fun. Went out for, I mean, my wife and I love to travel. She was a producer on the film too. So we'd been to Southeast Asia a few times. And when I was showing her my lookbook, there's this visual motif throughout the film of kind of the sets and stuff looking like neurons inside the brain. I was like, okay, I want these like vines on old temples to sort of echo this. And she's like, oh, like you want to be in Cambodia. And she'd been to Angkor Wat in that area. And yeah, so we were lucky to be able to go there and film.
And they were open arms to film around there.
Yeah. I mean, it was a little tricky to get started, but we found a good company called Hanuman Films, and they were kind of fixers that helped get everything in place, permits and all that stuff. Help us find actors, and yeah, like the monks you see are real monks. They do a lot of kind of Discovery Channel type stuff too, or whatever, But yeah, it was fun doing a narrative film there.
And Amber, were there tricks to react to special effects that were put in after the movie was done? It seemed kind of unusual when Khalil would call on you to do kind of bizarre things to say, no, it looked great in post.
Oh, I mean, anything that Khalil said, I was like, okay. He's like, you need to shave the side of your head. I was like, okay. And then he's like, okay. And then we have this special camera that like does this little twitch thing. It's going to look great. And I'm like, okay. Yeah.
Total trust in your director. That's very important.
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And Khalil, was there a choice? There were so many washed out scenes, the void of color. Was that a creative choice, or what were you trying to say with that?
Yeah, like David, the main character, is a guy who kind of compartmentalizes his life. And so we had these kind of 5 visual worlds that kind of represented different aspects of his life with the garage set, being very green and alive, but also kind of like a horror movie because it's really dangerous what he's doing. His relationship with his wife was kind of like these muted purples, and their relationship was kind of dead in a way, so we kind of represented that with color. And the outdoor world was kind of like blinding, and these washed out yellows and lots of lens flares, and there's more kind of with like a voyeuristic camera style, and that's like to represent kind of people are always watching, someone's always watching, and David's not really comfortable in the outside world.
And this was your first feature, correct? Your first directorial debut?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So Amber, how did he do? How did he make you feel on the set? What kind of director is he? A actor's director? Is he more technical?
He was great. It was like he'd done it before, and I do remember him saying, "You were very honest about it. Like, this is my first film." I mean, you didn't say like, "This is my first film, guys. Give me a break." It wasn't like that, but like you wouldn't have been able to tell. I mean, I've worked with a bunch of directors that, maybe some of them didn't know how to communicate with actors or communicate the vision to the specific teams, and he was just such a great leader. But also what I loved about Khalil is he's you're not so vocal and loud, like yelling at people or anything like that. It's so calm and like Zen like that, and has such a positive energy and a great vibe that everyone on set was so pleasant to be with. And I think that started with him and Paradis. So.
Well, Khalil, first shot on the first day, and what was your last shot on the last day of production?
Yeah, first shot was in the set you've got behind you is this garage set. And I remember, yeah, they're building the set and they're behind, they're working all night. And we had kind of like okay, is this really going to happen moment, you know, but gave production team like an extra half day to finish everything. And then went in there and it was just looked so incredible. And by the third day, we were caught up to the stuff we'd missed the first half day. The last shot was something that didn't make the movie, but we had filmed in a prison, actually, another like amazing location, shut down prison that was kind of creepy, actually. But yeah, that one didn't make the final cut.
Well, congratulations. Great thriller. I love all the gadgets and everything in it and all the special effects. It was really entertaining. And we'll talk again soon. Now streaming on Tubi. You can't forget that.
Thanks so much. Great talking
Thank
to
you so much.